foot stance. Now inhale in, come in. Oh, I'm so glad everyone's coming in. Good morning. Again, Happy New Year. We're gonna start this year strengthening our muscles and taking full breaths, good wellness. And then when you're up there, you can walk your feet together, interlace your fingers and lift up, just kind of stretch everything. You can even lift your heels, go over to the side and just add a little rotation here. We're just touching these joints with our movement, our breathing, our increased range of motion. Go to the other side. Good, breathe, a little bit of rotation. Wake up the joints. Get some synovial fluid going. Inhale. And then exhale up, gorgeous. Now we're gonna grab a Dynaband that is at least medium, and we're gonna put it behind our upper back. And, oh, there's a good one. And then we're gonna take a calf raise with this. So 2 things if you can. The calf raise and the hands are palms up. I like to fold some of that extra tubing so that the handles aren't just hitting me in the torso. So what you'll do is lift up with your heels, and at the same time, you're pushing your elbows long. Now we're gonna layer that breath. You can exhale through your nose as you do the work part, the push. And notice I'm trying to pause just a moment and work those calves a little longer in balance and work the tricep a little longer in that elbow extension. The inhale can be on the return back down to the floor. The main thing is that you're trying to breathe in your nose and out your nose, and you are breathing. And the exhale can gently help you with your abdominal contraction, so the low back doesn't get overly arched. 4, it's in neutral. All right, try 3 more. 2, and then 1. Beautiful. Now take the band underneath a heel or 2, right around the heavy part of your foot. So I want you to feel like it's not gonna go anywhere. The band is not gonna go anywhere. Now you can bend both elbows with your exhale. Good. You're tall. Yeah, your shoulder blade is down the back. And Catherine, put your arms a little closer to you and then pull your palms up. So let me turn to the side. Yep, that's what I meant. Exactly, there it is. So this one's a bicep curl with a supinated grip. You got it, Jean. You're bending your elbows. Now you could have 1 or 2 feet. I've got a pretty stout band, so I've got 1 foot on the band, but if your band is not as stout or you don't feel like you have a challenge, put 2 feet in there. I'm just using 1 because this gray is pretty stout. Good. And also you're just testing how you're feeling. 5. And if you took some time off, maybe you'll reintroduce this with a little less intensity. 2. But you do want to feel fatigue at the final reps. And 1. Now let that go, and then we're going to take the band overhead about a little wider than your shoulders, so that when you lift up your heels, you pull the band down. I'm going to grab more band, and then you put it right down in front of your nose, in front of your nose to your chest. You're wide in the arms. And just notice your neck here. You're trying not to overactivate your trapezius. You're trying not to pull your shoulder blades up or your shoulders up by your ears. So your arms are up and your shoulder blades are up, but you're trying not to create any extra tension in your neck. Now there is a little ab tone with your abs pulling your ribs down a little bit so that your low back doesn't have any excess tension, lordosis or arch. A little pause at the top. Every single toe has equal weight the best you can, so that way we're building our calf strength and our ankles, helping to prevent inversion sprains. Make sure your wrists feel very good. All right, exhale 3, exhale 2, and exhale 1. You got it. Now we're going to take that out for a moment and grab a interlaced finger position just to open up your shoulders so it's head in line with your spine. Inhale. Grab a sip, and then we're going to do a lateral raise. So grab a sip, we're going to do a lateral raise. That's a weight that you can go out to the side with. Probably 3 to 7 pounds. Because the lever is long, that part right here is harder. Now, there's lots of tricks though. When you're doing these, if you feel like it's getting too hard, you can always just grab a lighter weight. Good, tall spine, knees soft. So you'll see sometimes I do this little soft check in that joint to make sure I'm not hyperextending. Elbows are long, but there is some softness in the joint, so they're not backwards. Breathe in through your nose and out through your nose. Neck is easy. Controlling the weight down. The shoulders, so important. Good. Good. So let's just say it's getting a little hard and you know we have 5 more to do. You could always change weights to a little lighter to keep going. Good. We're also pumping lymph. There's lymph nodes at the armpits and at the neck, so we are pumping lymph, which is really good for the immunity. 1 more. Now we're going to let that down, and then let's sneak in a half moon. You know how we did it, just touched it a little bit the beginning of class? We are adding on, if you would like, a little crossed foot. Breathe in. And now you're going to go up to the other side, and you may feel, oh, it's a little bit more open than the very first one where we were just getting some circulation, blood flow. So you could cross your foot. You can go down a little further. Breathe into this rib cage. Inhale, expand, and then come back up. Now just a little informal release of tension. Kind of let the energy get in your arms and your wrist. We're going to add a front raise. So that looks like this, a deltoid raise to the front. So it could be, if you were okay with that weight, you could do the same. It's a little bit harder. So I would say 3 to 6 feet underneath you. Yeah, good, Karen, thank you. I was cueing so much, forgot to do the actual exercise. So feet down. Your exhale helps you lift to about shoulder height. Your arms lift, but your neck tries not to get extra tension in it. Your head's in, your ears in line with your shoulder from the side view, not poking forward. Good. Neck is soft. Like it. So shoulders still a little bit more anterior deltoid. Elbows are long, but they definitely are soft. I think of a marshmallow in the joint. I made homemade marshmallows the other day, so they can be healthier than the ones in the store. But just think of that marshmallow kind of like a soft cushion in your joints right now, in your knees, even in your elbows. Soft but long. So stable but not overly tense. Your wrists are also neutral here too. Try 3 more. 3, 2, take 1 more. Now we're going to let the hand weights down. Grab a sip if you'd like. I would, so I'm going to grab a sip. And you can take either a prayer pose front, which looks like this, or a prayer pose back, which looks like this. Reverse. Prayer is behind you. In front of you is the prayer pose, and it's more stretching the hands and the forearm. Good, Jean, that's it. So either one. 5, good. 4, 3, 2, nice. And then we'll do, hold hands with yourself and do a little massage, 3 to 5 circles one way. This lubricates the carpals and the hands. They do so much for us. And then I just sort of release that, any tension. So they're warmed up, but they don't have any tension. Now what we're gonna do next, let me show you before I grab the weight, is overhead press. This is a lighter weight, again, probably 3 to 6. And what you're gonna do, let me try these, 3 to 7. If you do, there's a modification if you do need it, where you sit down so you're able to keep your back more stable. But I would like you to try to keep it stable from your inside muscles. So as you push up, you can exhale and feel your waist cinch in. I'm lifting up my arms such that my neck doesn't get tense and my body doesn't sway wildly forward or back like I'm in a windstorm. I'm stable like an oak tree. Good. You're lengthening. Your knees are long but soft, like that marshmallows in them. Your low back doesn't get any more inward arched when your body is tall, when your hands are overhead. You can exhale on the lift. Remember, if you need to, let's say we're doing 5 more and you feel like it's a little too hard, just reach down, grab a weight that's a couple pounds lighter, or rest it out a couple of sets. That's another way. See if you can do 3 more here. Marshmallow joints, cushion, but stable and supportive. Now we're going to lower that hand weight down, those hand weights down. Let's go ahead and grab a sip since we're here. Good job, guys. And we're going to do a bicep curl. So it may be a little heavier weight. So I'm going to say 5 to 10 and 5 to 8. So this is, I'm going to show you a couple different ways to do it. This is called hammer curl, and it's a way to work that brachioradialis too. So if this just does not feel good on your wrist or your joints, you could also do a supinated, okay? So I want you to, I'm looking around at each of the boxes. I want you to find what works for you. Good. Now we're adding the breath. Inhale through the nose and exhale through the nose. And you're going to go to the joints now. The knees are soft but long, stable but supple. Good. And it's okay to do a bicep curl with the supinated if you need to. One trick here, if you're getting tired, is to alternate right, left, or grab a lighter weight and finish out the set with that slightly lighter weight. And what I really like is no one's swinging their weights, no one's letting the weights go wildly behind them, and no one's rocking their body. So those are really good cues that you're keeping. 3. Good. Exhale, 2. And grip strength's really important predictor of longevity. So here we are gripping things, right? Now let's lower those down, shall we? And then I'm going to have us do a little bit wider hands on the thighs, a little bit of a wider foot stance. Drop your right shoulder, stretch out that torso in a rotation. Inhale. Now exhale, drop the other shoulder, and it's like you're trying to point your sternum to the side of the room or even higher. If you're like me, you'll feel the inner thigh stretch here too. Come back. Now a little flexion and extension. So imagine cat-cow, but you can kind of do it standing up, Catherine, believe it or not. Just kind of put your hands on your, so Catherine, you can even do, yeah, it's the same thing. I mean, it's a little bit less, but still you're getting that flexion extension. Now curl all the way up until you're standing. Good job, guys. Let's grab a hand weight. We're going to go down. I'm going to offer that you go down without using your hands. And then we're going to do a hand weight that lets you do push-up or chest press. So with chest press, it's a heavier weight. So you might be able to do, maybe 8 to 12 pounds, somewhere in there. And another trick is just to do more reps, but You can probably do more weight on this one. So what I'm doing is putting my feet flat on the ground. That way my low back has a better chance of staying stable, my ribs are down. Now inhale, and let your exhale pull your belly in and lift up your weights. So I'm gonna have you lower with your inhale and exhale, push. And keep going. I'm just gonna talk about the cues. If your neck feels like it's craned, just fold your yoga mat and put it underneath your head so your neck feels more supported. You wanna feel like your shoulders are safe. So it may look different to someone else. Maybe their elbows are a little wider. I'm doing a variation here where the arms are closer to the ribs. And you might think it's like a push-up, but you're doing this with hand weights. It's like a push-up. Feel your shoulder blades on the mat. Feel your wrists sturdy. Breathe with your exhale pushing you out. Now we're doing 10 more. Let's just say you're feeling like it's a little heavy. You could even do a little lighter weight. Make sure your shoulder joints feel good. Push, inhale. Now your ribs are touching the ground the whole time. You're not arching the back off the mat. When you push up, you have a little ab tone that helps keep your ribs down. That's what the feet also help with too. 4 more if you can. Breathe in and exhale. 3. And 2 more. 2. And 1. Now you can put your hand weights to the side and take a full body stretch. Watch out for your arms. You don't want to hit anything. Reach overhead, shift through your waist. And it's like your leg gets longer than the other one. Your hand gets longer than the other one. You're shifting through your body. The next one we're going to do is a fly, which is like a wider hug a tree. Your feet are on the floor. You might need a slightly less weight on this. So you could take 5 to 12. You're going to open your arms and inhale. And you're going to close. The weights touch at the top. They have a little like a magnetism to them. They gently touch. Open. Now I want you to listen to your body. If you need to change that angle for you, please do. Good. 4. Good. Breathe in and out. The feet on the floor helps that rib stay down. 6. Good. Yep. 7. There's that pillow. Good. I like it. 8. 9. 10. Your hand weights are not touching the floor on this one. Good. Inhale. Let your exhale help you pull your waist in. Inhale. Strong thoughts. So feel your muscles working. You can be glad they're working this year. Wellness appreciation. And 1 more. Exhale. Now you carefully lower the hand weights by your side. Now reach your legs long and reach your arms overhead. Shift through your waist. I'm even adding a little stretch through the hands. They've been in a grasp or a grip, so reach and stretch through your fingers and even your toes. Breathe in. And then I'm going to have us exhale. Come up with your abs if you can. Abdominals. Nice. Grab a sip. Now I'm going to have us grab a band that's heavy for you. So I have a purple, for example, that's heavier. Blue or gray would be good depending on the brand, but a heavy band or 2 bands is another trick. Legs out in front. I'm going to move the weight so you can see a little better. I want the legs out in front, and in this one, if your tush, let's say your low back feels like it's rounded, you could put a pillow underneath your tush. So here we are, putting the band, both feet cross the rope. We're going to cross it, and then walk your hands more forward. So even if you have handles, you're not holding them on this one. Yep, you got it, Catherine. So as soon as you've got it, start the pull, start the exhale pull, and right away you'll say, okay, am I in tension the whole time? If I'm not, walk your fingers more forward. That way as soon as you start pulling, You've got what? A necessary grip strength. So we're helping that grip strength, which is a predictor or association with longevity. And we need it for daily tasks. You know how hard it is to open jars. And then we've got our back muscles. We've got our rear deltoid muscles, our shoulders. You're tall, your ear's in line with the shoulder. It should feel like your posture is good. So Betty, your posture looks good to me. I have a good view of your side. Good, Jean. Good. Karen, I have a good view of you on your side. That's really good. It's like your ear is in line with your shoulder. That's a cue to think of. That looks good. Michelle, Shireen, everybody looks so good. Exhale. All right, try 4 more. Try 3 more. 2 more. And 1 more. Now, we're gonna take the handles, not the tubing, and still put your elbows by your side. If you do not have handles, just give yourself more slack. So your elbows are glued, not so rigid that you have neck tension, but they're by your side. Pretend you have a washcloth between your upper arm and your rib and you don't want to let it go. Now your forearms are opening up to the side. This is external rotation, really important for support of this shoulder. Exhale as you do open the forearms, sitting up tall still. So we have our posture muscles in some work here. Probably doesn't feel like they're burning, but it is supporting your skeleton. All right, try 3 more and full breath. 2. Nice. Now I'm going to throw in a stretch. So at this moment, I'm going to let go of this. I'm just getting it out of the way. Take the one arm up, up, up as high as your shoulder feels good. Go back. Now go up, 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 up. Big, big. So this is a ball and socket joint, and that's why I'll put us in that fuller range. Now soft elbows. Put the marshmallow in your elbows and then lift your heart. Now breathe in really fully. So your breathing adds an extra element of stretch. We want our respiratory muscles elastic and pliant and spongy like those marshmallows, because that'll keep us like elastic, springy, like when you see an animal running in the woods. We want to make it easy for us to get full breath, because that's where our energy's coming from. So we don't want sticky muscles in the respiration. Now let that go, and I am going to grab a slightly lighter or medium band around the feet. So you have heel arch, and your hands are near the end of your tubing or in your handles, depending on what you have, band or elastic. I like to use the pinky side of my hand to lead the way. And what that's doing is putting in the humerus and external rotation. So it's kind of opening the arm bone, which is opposite the way we are in life. So it's external rotation, and you're pulling this. Fingers are just above the floor. Exhale, exhale, exhale. Yep, long, soft elbows. Lift up through your chin a little bit, Catherine, and see if that feels better. Yeah, just like a little neck lengthener. Nice. Yeah, that was good, Jean. You're lifting up. You might feel your triceps here too. Try 5 more. 4 more. 3 more. 2 more. 1 more. Now let that go. And I'm going to have you come up to a position that's comfortable for you. So for example, I'm going to come on my knees. Catherine, you sit any way that's comfortable, and you might take 1 heavier weight. So an example would be a 10-pound weight in 2 hands. 1 heavier weight, maybe 8 to 12 pounds in your hand, maybe 15. But you have 1 weight. Now you can do 2 smaller weights, so please just listen to your body. I just like to mix it up sometime for us. Good, Catherine, that's it. Behind you, and this one has a nickname, shave the back of the head. So you might even imagine that your weight's pretty close to your head. You're not hitting it, but you're shaving the back of the head. So if you have any shoulder discomfort, grab 2 smaller weights, separate your hands from each other a little bit to give your shoulders more weight. more space. Now ribs are pulling down. This is that back of the arm. Neck soft. All right, try 5 more with me. 4, and lengthen the elbow all the way if you can. 2, and 1. Okay, now carefully bring it out. Go into a plank. That's for our abs. So it's not really a hand weight exercise. You can do forearms and toes, or if you need to modify, forearms and knees. So we're touching the core. And hold. 5 more, 4 more. We should have a saying, a plank away keeps the doctor away or something, but just a plank a day. It's a really good habit, like an apple. Let your forearms help either push you up, or maybe you do your hands, and this is the other side of the body, the upper back. Yep, good, Karen. I didn't cue that well. Swan or cobra, back extension. Get ready, inhale, and give me one of these, no hands helping, lift up your back. So this is now pure back strength. I just want to make sure we do get these back and ab muscles. Just your body weight. Breathe in. Now we're going to come back. You can take a child's pose, or you can just sit cross-legged, or you can sit on your knees. I just want you happy. Lift up. Good, inhale. And I want you to think, how full a breath can I take? If you could imagine all of your alveoli getting some attention. So when you inhale, every alveoli gets attention. We don't do this much during the day, but every single cell that is responsible for breathing is getting our nourishment right now. Inhale, respiration muscles, getting a full breath. Exhale everything that you don't need, tension, worry, release, and just take a moment to notice how you feel. You might feel that energetic buzz throughout the cells of your body after they've been nourished, strengthened, full breathing, and notice how that feels strong and light, calm and confident. And we're going to set an intention that the rest of our day has this feeling of energetic buzz, calm, confident, nourished, with so much appreciation.